This video is about the EON-XR integration with Moodle and LTI 1.3. So first let's look at the admin settings in EON-XR. We'll be going to settings, go back up to settings at the top right and select LTI Advantage 1.3. You'll be adding a platform, and here are the settings. You'll see the tool settings on the right. So you'll be copying those into Moodle. On the left, you can put any name that you wish. And then the issuer and the key sets will be coming from your website name with an attached URL. I'll show you mine as an example. Now below, we are going to add later the deployment ID, which comes from Moodle. And then, very important to add the roles. Make sure you hit the plus sign after adding a role or the deployment ID to save, and then hit save and done. So now we're going to be in Moodle. In the site administration, under plugins, find your external tool. We'll be managing a tool. You'll be adding LTI Advantage, and we'll be configuring the tool manually. So here are the tool settings blank. You'll be changing to LTI 1.3 to get the correct fields to fill in. We'll just look at the fields here for a second, and then we'll look at this filled in by selecting one that I already completed. So you'll be putting the tool URL from EON, the client ID from Moodle, select the key set, and there's the public key set, the initiation login URL, and the redirection URI, all from EON-XR in the admin settings. Show as pre-configured tool when adding an external tool, launch a new window, and support deep linking. We have the launch URL there. Then here's the selections I made for the services, the privacy, and miscellaneous. Those selections are there so that we can share information between Moodle and EON. Also provides access to the library. When you select the hamburger menu, you get the client ID and deployment ID that we need to put back now into EON-XR, where we saw them before. Okay, so now let's look at adding an external tool to an assignment in Moodle. It's very simple now with 1.3. You add an activity or resource. You go to external tool, type the activity name, select your tool. In my case, it's Moodle RW test. Then select your content. You can select it either by finding it and clicking on the picture or searching. So in this example, I search for clarinet, and I get all the lessons that are called clarinet anywhere in the name, and I select the one that I want, the content, and it is saved. So now I can go look at what happens after I did that. Just click on what I saved there, and you can access that lesson right on the desktop or on your mobile device. Now if I go to student view, you'll see on the top right it says student. This is what I will see for that particular thing that we just did. I'll see the clarinet, click on it, goes right to the correct screen, and you can again experience it on your desktop or mobile device. Now one more important thing I want to mention is checking the roles in EON-XR. The roles determine the type of access that you have. But first, let's look at the faculty roles. These are the permissions that the admin will set up. And same as for the student. And you can see here they're unselected. You want to be selecting view all content and create content if you would like students to be content creators. Again, which we highly recommend. So that is LTI 1.3 integrated with Moodle.